interested.
Say what? I was just giving you a scale of it. I just wanted to figure out, you know, is this just guys from Texas? Is this? Oh, let's see here. Yeah, Grapeland, Texas. No, New Jersey. Okay, so that answers my question. You know, there's the bit for the Aggies. Bougainville. Yeah, rescue 317 sunk on that. Still at sea. I don't see Quint's name on there. I'm sorry. The Vigilant Shepherd.
I wonder if I have some relatives that were on the Oklahoma.
Oh, they were.
Yeah, the last name was Steen. S-T-E-E-N. And they managed to get off.
Oh, they did. Well, they're one of the lucky ones then.
Swam through portholes.
Ah.
Because they were small dudes.
It's a good question.
I have pictures.
Oh, might be able to ask it information if they would have somebody in their records on that. And if they do, Charles Ritchie Smiley. If they would have know anything about that. Destroyer Squadron 29. The Admiral Division. USS Trenton. Fallen Cut number 4. Lefties Wolfpack and a Fighting 48. USS Bougainville.
Yeah, I got some.
Talladega, Richmond. There we go. USS Lexington CV2.
Yeah, I've built a few models of that.
So that's the original Lexington.
Yeah.
And then they
Blue Ghost.
no, not that one. That's the first Lexington. The USS Cabot, they renamed the Lexington, sent it back out, and everyone from Japan was like, wait, they're talking about the Lexington again. Didn't we sink the stupid thing? Then they hit it with a bunch of torpedoes. Okay, surely it have sunk. They towed it back to Guam, fixed it, went back out again. They're like, damn thing won't sink. And they said the interesting thing was the way that it was painted. Everybody else had the had kind of that dazzle paint to kind of help it blend in with the ocean. The Lexington was painted blue.
Yeah,
Just old, because they were out of white paint. They were like, well, let's do that. Yeah, there goes the Oklahoma. Attacked and sunk at Pearl Harbor. The dramatic 32 men trapped in the capsized Oklahoma after salvage parted her tow and sank in the Pacific, bound from Pearl Harbor to San Francisco. Yeah, they were towing her back, and it broke loose in bad weather and sank.
It was not destined.
There's the Essex.
That's Essex class. That's where all the carriers of that type were.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to rain.
It's trying to. Okanogan, the Bataan, Charles H. Tim McCoy. SS Trout. Yeah, some of these names are ringing a bell for me, but not a lot. I know the Orca. And one, you know what? Hang on, is that the one sold for scrapping? Okay, there's one that's up over there in Baltimore that I'm actually going to go ahead and go look at. It's the last floating ship that was at Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
It's a it's not really a destroyer. It's smaller than that, but it's not quite a PT boat. It's a Coast Guard ship.
Coast Guard cutter.
Yeah, it's a cutter. That's what it is. And it got damaged a little bit, and then they had a patrol all throughout the Philippines, and they kicked a lot of ass for a Coast Guard cutter. I said it was in there with the PT boats and the destroyers, and they were like, "Well, you're big enough to do some damage, but you're small enough that everyone will ignore you." Civilian prisoners of the Japanese of the Philippines. The Idaho, affectionately known as the Big Spud. USS Saratoga. She ended the war in Tokyo Bay at the Japanese surrender, September 1945.
She probably turned on the beer can.
Probably, a lot of them did. The USS
Mighty
Cowpit, the Mighty Moo. Hey,
There it is.
there's the Texas. It is particularly fitting that its final resting place be adjacent to those historic battlegrounds where so much of the Lone Star State's tradition was born.
Not for long.
Yeah, they're gonna go and finally tow her and maybe fix her, maybe. Vernon William Cole.
Every day.
Navy's Pied Piper. Distant relation.
No, it would
he
be,
even got the haircut.
Spain would be the distant relative.
USS San Jacinto.
Sanaquito.
The Juno for John Frost.
Yeah, they were-
I have
pictures
heard
they
of.
were wearing those old sailor hats like this. They were wearing those.
USS. Remember those were lost on the USS Edsville at Christmas Island. The USS Pennsylvania.
Wow, the whole company died.
Yep. Chicago. USS Nashville. Morris. Balch. USS Barton.
Bunch of cruisers.
Yeah, cruisers and battleships, and there's a Virginia, West Virginia. USS Chester. Crowley, the Goodhue. Stinson family. Scorpion. Completed 3 successful, declared lost during her 4th war patrol, assumed to be the victim of a Japanese mine. USS Bush. Awarded 7 battle stars. A member of our shipmates went down with her USS Spence and USS California. The 2 lives of the battleship California. Mission accomplished, well done. She was finally stricken from the record in '62. USS Underhill, North Carolina. Got somebody sweeping back there.
Who died young?
Do you happen to remember the names of those relatives?
Last name was Steen.
Steen Est.
S-T-E-E-N.
Well, these look like they're, well, I was going to say, I don't know if these are all in,
They're
And
not
now-
wearing that hat. They're wearing the one they had
it
before
says
that.
South Dakota.
I had pictures of them.
The Sigourney Landing Craft Infantry. USS Coast Guard. Caps. Nassau, Utah. Yeah, at Pearl Harbor.
Still there.
Yep, Utah, Arizona, and Oklahoma never left. Well, didn't really live. The Mighty Mo. And that one's still in, is Missouri? Is it over there in, it's in Pearl Harbor. The Enterprise, the Yorktown, the Liscombe Bay, Portland, San Fran, Hunter Liggett, the Biscayne, and the enlisted naval aviation pilots. Flying on Henry. Yeah, we'll have to ask when we get up over there, up to the front again for info to see if they would have something here.
Get this plaque here.
Mississippi.
Mississippi
14.
has a mean looking front end on that shit.
Yeah. USS the Beetlejuice. In Boise. That's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
There's the Hornet. Wisconsin, the Jenkins U.S. Naval Base Hospital 15 on Neuse Island. Whoop! I think that's the whole darn thing. Well, no. I don't know if you noticed what we just walked past. I don't know. Oh, there's more over here. I didn't even see all this. Destroyer Leader 20. A whole lot here. And you said those guys made it by swimming out portholes, huh? We've already gone down this little row over here, but I'm gonna. Carrier. Only looks small because we're kind of far away. I don't know. Then again, hey, there we go. There's the Blue Ghost. There's the band of brothers, the Sanchez brothers from New Braunfels. This says Callahan, the Laws. And the Flint. Well, those guys were all related. Yeah, well, they sure all were.
It's a lot of people from one family.
Yeah, Essex class carriers. Yep. That is what that is off of. Aircraft carrier doctrine. There's all your
Configurations, deck configuration.
anatomy of the Essex class carriers. Massive island.
Look at the set screw on that thing.
Yeah, what the heck? What do you? What do you tighten that with?
Well, Paul Bunyan comes along with this big
One of
screwdriver.
4 solid bronze screws used to propel an Essex class aircraft. Measures 15 feet across and weighs about 12.5 tons. Let's see, CV-16 Lexington. It's now a museum ship. Sunk as artificial reef. So there's only
That's the only one. Well, there's two.
one,
the
two,
Intrepid
three,
and
four. Let's see, there's only 4 Essex classes left.
One of them was the Hornet.
Yep. Yorktown, Intrepid, and the Hornet. Yeah, actually, the Hornet is not very far away from the Iowa.
I remember when they brought the Wisconsin, they were going to put it where the Lexington is, but it moved somewhere else.
Oh.
They were
Oh, all right.
funding or something.
The USS Caliente.
Man, that thing was
Fast
underwater.
petroleum carrier. Well, I guess it would be Caliente if it decided to go boom. Okay, the last full minute. Only the shots that hit are the shots that count. Let's say the USS Colorado. Softly. Man, look at all the battle stars that sucker earned. That thing was kicking a lot of ass.
Yeah. We got struck in 65.
Yeah, it looks like it. Montauk, USS Prairie, the oldest and the best. Photo taken at the 09 Grayson get together. That was with all the fellas that were left. Honoring the get together crew. Awarded 13 battle stars for World War II service. They were kicking a lot of ass on that little tin can too. There's Pearl Harbor. And the Stinson family, and that's everything here.